Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Lefebvre, and I know a lot of you already have your holiday cards ready and sent out, but I know there are also a bunch of us that do things last minute, or maybe you were invited to a holiday party last minute and you're like, I need a card. And instead of buying one, I'm going to show you how to make a 5-minute card, a bunch of them, different kinds that I honestly believe anybody can do. So let's jump in and get started. Okay friends, so today we are painting a bunch of easy, simple, quick, last-minute cards for the holidays. So today I'm going to be painting on these Etcher Lab Premium Watercolor postcards. I don't remember how many are in here. This is an older box, but I feel like there's like 100 in here. Like there's so many. And they're great. They're 100% cotton. So it says down here, they are 230 GSM cold press 100% cotton vegan friendly paper. So they're perfect for painting on, nice and lightweight. But yeah, they're great to use. So that's what I'm going to be painting on today. Grab whatever paper you have. For this, you do need watercolor paper. What I used to do if I didn't have watercolor cards, I would take my favorite watercolor paper, cut it to size, and then I would just glue it onto like some cardstock and make my own watercolor cards that way. But yeah, I do recommend these. And then I have my Shinhan watercolor paints here, and I have a different array of brushes. We're going to see what we need. But one of the things that we're going to need is painter's tape for today. If you have just masking tape, it's a little bit stickier, but you can just kind of, or washi tape works too. You can just kind of take your piece and then like dab it on your clothes so it doesn't get as sticky, so it doesn't rip your paper, but definitely test and make sure it doesn't rip your paper first. All right, so we're going to be doing quick cards, last minute. The amount of times that I have gone somewhere and I'm like, I need a card, and I do it last minute, this is what I do. So the first one, some of these you might have seen different places, but they're really simple to do that beginners can do. I highly recommend. So the first one, you might want to grab a ruler, which I'm trying to find. Here we go. My beat up dollar store ruler, and just find the middle of your card at the top here. Maybe grab a pencil. So about 2 inches there, just to give ourselves a guideline. Then I'm going to move it down here. I'm going to leave a little bit of space at the bottom, and then I'm just going to go there and there just so it's even. And we're going to tape off a triangle with our painter's tape. So going from the top there to there. You've probably seen this all over TikTok or Instagram. One of the easiest card designs you could do. And anyone can do this because you're painting inside painter's tape. Then you're going to pick your colors. Okay, so doesn't have to be traditional tree colors, can be reds, yellows, golds, whatever you want, literally anything. And you can paint any kind of pattern too. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick some different greens. I'm going to pick an olive green. Maybe I'll mix it with a little bit of a blue to get a different color green. And all I'm going to do is paint some really loose stripes. And this is just so fast to do, but it ends up looking great. Okay, so here's my olive green. Make sure it goes right to the edge. Then while it's still wet, I'm going to grab that other green, mix it a little bit with blue, paint it in there. And they're wet, so they're kind of bleeding into each other, but I like the way that looks. The only suggestion is I wouldn't pick colors that don't mix well together. So I wouldn't choose red if I was doing it this kind of fast and messy. But if you wanted to get like a little bit of red in there, let's just see. You could do a little bit like that. I just wouldn't mix it with the green because then it turns brown, right? But you can. I'm just going to show you because you can make it work. Okay. Might get a little bit of more green here or more of a blue. And you can just kind of keep layering. It really doesn't have to be perfect at all. Okay. And then one other thing I like to do just to get a bit of texture in there, I'm just trying to get all these little white spaces. But yeah, I wouldn't mix the red and the the green together. I'm gonna wash off my brush, just a little bit of water, and I'm just gonna tap little water droplets. Actually, that dried pretty fast right there, so I'm just gonna wet that up again. Tap little water droplets, and it does this cool kind of like repelling effect. Almost looks like sparkles or snow, like so. And that's it. Okay, super easy. Take off your tape. Like so. Woo. And you have this beautiful tree. Like, look at the texture. Like, it didn't look like much before, but like, look how beautiful, even with the red kind of mixed with the green a bit. Then take a little bit of brown. You can do a little tree trunk at the bottom if you'd like. You don't have to. Mine's kind of bleeding into the tree a bit, but that's okay. And then always, if you have some gold or silver watercolor, that's always a plus I find for holiday cards. I have this little sample card from KMS Watercolors. I would just grab a smaller brush and a color. I'm gonna grab some gold here. And I always just like adding a gold border to like all of my holiday paintings or my holiday cards. And you're gonna do a gold border. Okay, there you go. I feel like I should have taped my tree off a little bit lower, then I could have done a little star. But even if you want to do, you know, little gold embellishments on the tree, you can do that. Just adding a little bit of gold. It's always better with a bit of sparkle. And that's it. And then you can write your little message at the bottom. And there you go. Your first card. Super, super easy to do. Okay, for our next card, you know what? I haven't really done anything for Hanukkah, but I'm going to show you the quickest Hanukkah card there was. So I'm going to take, again, my tape. Okay, we're just going to see if I can get it here. Come on, come on. And all I'm going to do is tape across the middle, because that is where we are going to write, maybe a little bit lower than the middle. A little bit lower, yeah, like so. And I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way because it's going to be easier for me to go across, I think. Okay, even though the card's going to go the other way. Then you're going to get a flat brush, a flat wash brush that you may have, something with a flat edge that's easy to make lines, even smaller if you can. Let me see, I have this one, okay? And now we're going to do 9 candles. So I'm going to pick a nice blue color, water it down a bunch. 9 candles, one in the middle. I don't celebrate Hanukkah, but I appreciate it. All right, okay, so I'm gonna start, and I wanna leave a little bit of space up at the top so we can do a bit of a flame. So I'm just gonna start right in the middle, and I'm just gonna go right over the painter's tape like so. Like that. 1, right? Then you can even wash some off. 2. Now let's bring it down a little bit more. And they don't have to be completely straight. You can add a different blue if you want. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And actually, the one in the center should be a little bit taller. Correct? All right. Like so. Now, if you want to kind of make the edges a little bit flatter at the bottom, you can. Like that. If you want to even drop in a little bit more color just to make it interesting, give it a little bit of texture. Just give it that watercolor goodness of, you know, watercolor flowing and doing its own thing. I always think that looks really nice. You can even add a different color in there, maybe a little bit of purple or something. Then you're going to take a smaller brush and you are going to do circles with just some water. I'm just going to do a couple at a time because then I'm going to grab my yellow and I'm going to do little dots there, there, there in the circles, and it's going to look like it's glowing. Okay. So again, clean water. Bigger than you want the flame to be. Grab your yellow. Tap, tap, tap. So you get these little kind of explosions of color, like so. You can even grab a little bit of red if you want. Ooh, that's too dark. Or a little bit of orange for your candle. Like that. And then you're going to let it all dry quickly. You can always move on to another card very quickly if you want to just give it a minute, but then come back when it's dry. Okay, and then once it's dry, you're just going to take a little bit more of your yellow and you can actually do like a little flame on top just so it's a little bit more pronounced. The rest of it's kind of like its glow. All right. Then you're going to take your tape off like so. And if you would like to, with a pencil first, you can write your message in the center, like Happy Hanukkah. So write your message, and then lastly, you're just going to do the little wicks for the candles. I'm just using my pen here. And there you go. You have like a super quick Hanukkah card. All right, let's move on to our next card. This one is another simple one. You're going to take some sort of circular object. You've probably seen this before. I'm just using the lid of my bleed proof white, and you're going to grab some color. So I'm going to grab maybe some red, and I'm just going to put it not on my finger, which I just did, but around the lid. You might find a better lid that actually the color sticks better, and you're just going to kind of stamp it, and then you're going to use that as a guide to do Christmas ornaments or just circular ornaments. Okay, and you're going to fill it in. And then what I like to do, just leave a little bit of white space at the top there. I like to just go back in with some color and just kind of let it explode, do its wet on wet thing. Like, oop, I'm so shaky. Like so. And like that. And then again, I'm going to grab a new color. I'm going to grab some pink. And I'm going to do another one right beside it. Or it could even be touching. And they can kind of bleed into each other. Okay, you're just doing circles, and I'm just using the lid as a guide. If you have like a circle that you'd rather just trace with pencil, you could do that too. This is nice because it kind of reveals a little bit of the color already on the page, so you just have to add a bit more. So because the red one is still wet and touching this one, they're bleeding into each other, and I like that effect. It gives it a bit more of like a loose kind of fun vibe, which I enjoy, but it's totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to clean my lid a bit. Now I'm going to grab a new color, maybe this like greenish, bluish color. And again, stamp it. I'm going to try and guess where that is. This lid's not the best for this. And again, it's going to bleed into the pink, and that's okay. Just kind of going around. Like that. And then our last one, I'm going to do a bit more of like a olive kind of green, a yellowy green, and again, just putting it on the edge. Hopefully it gets more of it this time. And then this one is going to come down a little bit further, but still touch that one. There we go. And you're just going to fill it in. Okay, and then you're going to wait for it to dry quickly. Okay, so then once it's dry, you can take your metallic-y kind of watercolors, or if you have like a metallic pen, I'm going to do the top of the bulb like that. Just like this little rectangle on top of all of them that curves slightly with the shape of the bulb. And then just because, again, I always like a good border, do that little border. And then you can honestly just take a pen and then do, if you want to get a ruler, which might be a better idea than me trying to freehand this, it's fine. Do the little string kind of coming up. It honestly just can be something as simple as a line. And then I'm just going to do a really loose kind of like bow. Like even kind of just scratchy looking. And there you go. If you want to add little patterns to the bulbs, you can, or you can keep it as simple as this. So easy to do and so quick. Okay, for our next one, all you have to do is paint triangles. That's literally it. So I'm just taking my watercolors and I'm going to paint some different shaped triangles with watercolor. Different colors, different shapes. Maybe some really tall ones, maybe just some fatter ones. You can even have some that are touching each other slightly. Let's grab another like green color. Just have one touching that one, so they kind of bleed into each other. All over the page, kind of stagger them out, and just have fun with it. Okay, then you're gonna let it completely dry. Okay, so for this part, you can use a white pen, you could use a black pen, you could use gold, silver, anything you want, and all you're gonna do is just some little doodles inside each of the tree. So they can be something even as simple as little lines, like this. You could do kind of little curves. You really don't need any artistic ability to do this part. And then you're just going to do like a really easy trunk. Okay, you could do curves like this, like there's some decorations on it. You could just do some loop-de-loops like that. This is like super, super last minute. You could do triangles inside of triangles. Why not? Any kind of pattern you like, you can do. You can do circles, polka dots, anything. Now I'm going to write a little message here. I'm just going to write, you can even just write it with block letters. Happy holidays. And then you can grab your ruler if you like to do a quick border with black. It doesn't always have to be fancy like that. And then just for fun, I might add just like a little bit of like gold, maybe a star on top of these. But this is honestly so fast, and it's so cute. Like, it looks like a modern kind of illustrative card that really takes not much time or skill at all. Just have fun with it. Okay, and you obviously you can do little dots or anything like that, or more triangles. So easy. All right, so now I have one more card idea and then we're finished. Okay, so for our last card, all you're gonna do is take something circular. I'm gonna turn it this way. I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm just going to trace inside of my tape. Then I'm going to take some brown and I'm just going to go really lightly kind of over top of that circle. It doesn't even have to be perfect. You don't have to make it perfect at all. Then I'm just going to do little lines coming off of it. Don't make them stick straight out like on a right angle. Make it so it has this like little V shape, so like a V. You want it pointing more upwards, going all in the same direction. I'm going to do it on this side now, this side, this side, this side. Okay. Always more of a V, so it looks like it's going in a circular motion and not sticking straight to the side out. It just doesn't look as good that way. Then with a small brush, you're just going to take some green and do some lines coming off of that little stick that you just did. Okay, again, pointing upwards, not sticking straight out. You never want it sticking straight out on a right angle. You always want it kind of going up, if that makes sense. If you know what I mean when I say going up. Okay, and I'm just using some olive green for this. Okay, then with my bigger round brush, I'm going to take a different green, maybe a darker green. And in between those, I'm just going to do little dabs with my brush. All I'm doing to create these leaf shapes is taking my round brush, this is a size 8 round, and I'm just putting the point or the tip of the brush down to where the brown is, and I'm just gently applying pressure, lifting up. Okay, I'm not stroking or anything, I'm just dabbing. Okay, again though, same direction, don't have it sticking straight out, on an angle so you can create that little V shape. And you're just using the tip of your brush to create these perfect, I keep saying petal, leaf shapes. And if you have to turn your paper to get a better angle with your brush, do it. No such thing as cheating. This is probably like one of the most simple wreaths you could do. Like, look how cute that looks. And you're just dabbing. And some of the watercolor is going to pool towards the tip there, but it gives it a little bit more contrast, which is really, really nice. Then if you would like to, you could always grab a Q-tip if you want perfect circles. Okay, something as simple as a Q-tip. I'm just going to wet up my red over here. And I'm going to take my Q-tip, dip it in there. And I'm just going to do little red berries, trying not to touch the wet leaves, even though I'm kind of failing at that. It's okay. I'm impatient and I'm doing it quickly. And I'm just doing little red dots in between. And honestly, you have the most perfect little holiday wreath. Write joy inside, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you want. And there you go. You could do this with your gold watercolor too with the Q-tip. Honestly, so easy to do. And that is probably the fastest card you can do. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed these really super quick, super easy tutorials that anyone can do. I promise, give it a try. You can do this. I hope you guys enjoyed the cards, and that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my other platforms for tons more content. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.